I'm sick and tired of the red tape that gives me the runaround. I'm sick and tired of hearing get a use 6 feet underground. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of my people living in captivity. Yeah, not talking physically, but it's all about mental slavery. What? Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be negative. I like to change many things to make it positive. What? So in the future, children have a better life to live. To them, it's knowledge and the truth that I often give. Come on, and with this rap race, rah-rah, it's the people they'll devour. Working on the front every day and every hour. We need to take back the power before they blow up. More towers, 911, come on, or else there'll be more ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Clothes, castles, tombstones, and more flowers. So feel this hip-hop energy is for the world to hear and see as we spread mad love and unity universally because they want to control the information. They want to control
on 10/10.
Yeah,
the PSYOP begins.
It is the power of the information.
I've never worked a tent this large before. I can recall what used to happen in the neighborhood during the summer months on the north side of Pittsburgh. And we would have meetings, and I just feel as if I should be saying something along the lines of, "Can I have an amen?" Thank you. It's a pleasure and actually a privilege for me to be here at the World Affairs Council in Los Angeles. We're going to talk about some foreign events here in just a minute, but as eventful as the world might be right now, the development that's likely to have the most far-reaching consequences for our well-being as a nation is a domestic one. That's the election of a new president. From the standpoint of the intelligence community, this is going to be a very interesting transition. For example, it'll be the first time since 1952 that our new top customer will not have served as an incumbent president or vice president. And given the pace of recruitment and expansion in the CIA since the attacks of September 11th in 2001, it will be the first presidential transition for about 50% of CIA's workforce.
Why has it been so difficult to capture Osama bin Laden?
We have a wonderful counterterrorism center led by a remarkable officer who's undercover, so I'm not going to tell you what his name is. And occasionally I'll go to this individual and say, "How come we haven't gotten Osama yet?" And he gives me a trenchant but short answer. He's hiding. And please, don't think I'm being flip with the answer. He's being very, very sincere with me. This man, who we really do want to kill or capture,
Ladies and gentlemen, before Mr. Van Dyne comes back to close the program, we're going to take one last question, but may I also ask that after the closing, if you would remain at your seats until General Hayden and his party have left the room. Sir.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for being here, Mr. Hayden, and helping to foster what JFK referred to as an informed and engaged citizenry. It's nice to see you here. My question has to do with remarks that you made on September 7th, 2007 at a meeting of the Council on Foreign Relations. And you actually quoted Wolfgang Schauberg, Germany's interior minister, saying that what we're facing now with this global war on terror, in order to combat that we have to clarify whether our constitutional state is sufficient for confronting these new threats. So my direct question is, what we've seen since 9/11, in a post-9/11 world, aren't what we're seeing actually, isn't it furthering of one agenda under the guise of another? Aren't we seeing, in fact, the controlled demolition of our Constitution and Bill of Rights under the guise of fighting terrorism and keeping us safe from terrorism?
Have we even seen any type of demolition of our Constitution and Bill of Rights?
Thank you, sir.
Under the guise of fighting terrorism?
No, and it looks like we've done some research on the Council on Foreign Relations in New York speech. There's some other speeches, I don't know if I mentioned in the New York speech, but I've certainly mentioned in others, where I laid out what I kind of, at the highest level, view to be the challenge, which is essentially defending our nation, defending our people, winning this war on terrorism, and not changing our DNA as a people. So the issue there, and I had this question in my confirmation hearings. I got the standard question about you can operate within the law, you can respect civil liberties, and you give the standard answer. Oh, you bet. Okay. And the question then went on to another senator, and I said, well, wait, I got to come back. And I think it was Senator Hayden who was asking me the question. I said, Senator, I need to give you a more complete answer. Everything I told you right before that, that's true. We're going to be inside the law. We're going to be respecting civil liberties. Okay? But I have to tell you, okay, we're going to be so close to the foul line that there's going to be chalk dust on our cleats. And so my belief is what we have to do is to use the full extent of the authorities we have right to the edge. Because if I'm not playing on the edge, I'm protecting me. I'm not protecting you. And so...
The point of fact on 9/11, sir, how is it that Mossad agents were in New Jersey filming the first hit on the trade tower, and you and the entire tier of the military intelligence command structure found out from CNN? How is that possible, sir? Is that possible?
So, almost irrational, certainly unsupported by the facts. How's that?
Would you like to leave
Sir,
the room,
thank
please?
you. No, I'd like to get an answer. I'd like to get an answer about treasonous matter.
Why don't you let him answer?
Let him answer my question.
My thought.
Hey, we paid to be here, sir. We paid
This
to
is
be
not that type of situation.
here. We paid to be here, sir.
This is America.
We paid to be here.
Then act like it.
We
It
saw
is.
that
America
acted
tells
out
the truth
in
about
full
serious
energy.
things.
He's answering the question.
With all of the critical issues, almost tectonic plates,
Right.
working in the final discussion of the Protect America Act. And the changing, the fundamental changing of how we do signals intelligence when the collection or one end of the conversation may be inside the homeland. And what you saw was a careful deliberation by our Congress that changed the rules under which we as an intelligence community operate, because the macro judgment was that both technology and the threat warranted a change in the rules. And one more thought. In addition to using the full extent of our authorities, let me tell you what I said to the NSA workforce on the morning of September 13th, 2001. And, we're coming back to work after the attacks. Everyone's stunned. We've got a lot of responsibilities as America's Signals Intelligence Agency. This is NSA now, not CIA. And I said that every people has to decide where on this spectrum of liberty and security it wants to put its banner.
Oh,
We as
come on.
Americans have always put our banner way down near the edge, near liberty. That will
keep
be
it there.
under threat. That will be under threat because of the attacks 2 days ago. We are going to keep America free, I said to our workforce, by making Americans feel safe again. And I intend to do that by using the full extent of the authorities I have, because I fear what we will do with our liberties should there be a repeat of the September 11th attacks.
Thank you, sir. Haven't we, in fact, though, changed our DNA? We will come to the people who allowed it to happen. 9/11 did not come from Tora Bora, sir. We know the architects were more in Chantilly